What you're about to see is a video log of my life in Southeast Asia over the last 20 years, set over the backdrop of my last professional golf tournament in a very undistinguished career of 15 years that I was able to keep alive while working as a full-time surgeon. I was a good but not great junior golfer, but quit at age 14 to pursue other sports. At age 47, I took up golf again, and within a year, I had my professional tour card at qualifying school. I am now 63 years old. But this is not a story about an aging, mediocre professional golfer. It's a story about the wonderful, talented, and brave people I met along the way.
Golf can often be like a mirror, revealing personality traits like desire, focus, and optimism. But one man uses all of those traits on the golf course and throughout his eclectic life that not only has brought him joy, but also joy to some in medical need that may be out of alternatives. Reed Sheftall's career has taken him all over the world, from counting cards in Las Vegas and graduating from MIT with a degree in physics, to performing free surgery for burned and disfigured children in Cambodia through his charity, Operation Kids.
In the time that I've been there, I've done 200 free operations on children who couldn't pay for it. And we've fixed a lot of kids that had no hope of getting surgery if I hadn't been there.
Medicine is his first love, but a chance encounter at TPC Sawgrass got Sheftall back into golf after a 28-year layoff.
I was chipping balls right over there at the chipping green and ran into Mark McCumber and Paul Azinger, and they just saw me chip a few balls and encouraged me a little bit. We played a week later here at the TPC, and I shot 71. And so I went back to Cambodia and started Monday qualifying.
Dr. Sheftall's medical career leaves him little time to practice his golf game, but he has done well as a pro. The 55-year-old has 2 wins on the Malaysian Tour, but has no plans to try for the Champions Tour.
It's very difficult for me because I'm always trying to juggle 2 things that I like doing. I think to succeed on the Champions Tour, I'd have to give up medicine and play golf full time. I'm really a doctor, a surgeon, that can play good golf rather than the other way around.
Okay, here's the practice chipping place and putting. So I'm going to practice chipping now, not pitching. And I use a method that I learned from watching Paul Runyon on YouTube. And it's you calculate a ratio between the distance from the hole to where you want to land the pitch or the chip, and from the chip to where you're hitting it. We'll give you a number like 4 or 5 or whatever, and then you subtract that from 12, and that tells you what club to use. I'll explain it when I do it. So I'm going to step this off now, back to where I want to land the chip. So here's 20 steps. Now I'm going to take, say, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 from 12 is 7. So I'll use a 7-iron, and I'll chip to that hole, okay? The hole's over there. You may not be able to see it, but I'll walk over and show you where the balls end up in just a second. Okay, so here's where they ended up. It was a 20 steps to the landing place and 4 more steps to where I chipped it from. So it was 24 yards, which is 72 feet. Sometimes I play 18 holes of this from different places with different clubs, and I end up under par, meaning I chip in more than I fail to get it up and down. Okay, so I just hit with my 62 pitch shots, not chips anymore. These are pitch shots where I take sort of a loose rhythmic swing, and I like to hit them out on the toe of the club. Way out here, I learned that from Paul Azinger. You can really hit them soft that way and a little higher, way out here on the end. Here, I'll address the ball and show you what I mean. Got one sitting here. Here's one. So when I go out to hit the ball, I address it like that, and I hit it on the toe there, right there, because it's really soft. It takes off nice and soft, has a little bit of spin on it, lands softly. The reason I use that technique is this pin here is only 27 feet, 9 meters, 9 steps from the front edge, and I had to stop them quickly. It's real firm, and I'm dead with the wind. So I don't know if you can see this, but you know, they're not as good as the chips. Look at all these balls that are short, though. I was trying to stop it because it was a tight pin, fairly tight from 50 yards with the wind. and I hit them so good they're all short of the hole. Remember that tip though about laying the face back and hitting the shot off the toe of the club. Don't worry, you won't miss the ball. But you can see almost all of them are right around the hole. Amazing. All these are tap-ins. I have another set of clubs in here that Mizuno gave me back when I had some good results. I'll show them to you. They're beautiful. They sent me these brand new clubs. They're beautiful. Mizuno makes incredibly good irons. And I'm not getting paid to advertise for them. They're just great. I asked one of the PGA pros once what clubs everybody would use if they weren't getting paid. He said probably Mizuno. But they're really good irons. These are Muscleback. It's a 9-iron. Muscleback. And, I never used them really. Because I'm so bad I need a cavity back to hit the ball right. So I'm using pings now, which are great also. But they're big heads and they're cavity back, and they're built for hackers, but I love them. But they gave me these clubs when they thought, I had some good results, 2 in a row. So the guy comes up to me and says, "We're going to send you some clubs if you want them." I said, "Oh yeah." And then, I never lived up to the potential they thought I had, or maybe I didn't have that potential. I wasn't as good as I thought I was, or something. But because I never really did much in pro golf. But anyway, aren't these beautiful clubs? Golly. I played one time. My other clubs got borrowed by somebody here, or quote, they stole them and then they put them back. But they weren't here, so I had to take these clubs to a tournament, and I played terrible the first round. I think I shot 76 or something, and then I shot 70 in the second round, but I missed the cut. But just playing with these clubs out of the blue, not practicing with them at all, just hitting on the range before the rounds, and I ended up shooting 2 over and missing the cut. But anyway, great clubs. Great memory too. That's the last round I played with them, I shot 70, so that's good for me, believe me. I wear gloves on both hands too, which is kind of weird. Everything looks weird when I'm playing. But I do the 2 gloves because I used to play with I'm right-handed. I used to play with just a glove on my left hand, but I got a herniated disc in my neck, and I lost feeling in 3 of the fingers of my right hand. So I found out when I tried to play golf again after my neck surgery and a metal plate put in there, I couldn't feel the club with my right hand because I had no feeling, so I was holding it real tight. And of course, you want to hold a golf club as loosely as you can. So what I did was I put a glove on my right hand, and all of a sudden I didn't have to squeeze so hard on the club, and I hit the ball a lot further and straighter and everything. It's definitely the thing to do. The principle of the golf glove is the same principle that when you can't get the top off of a can of pickles or something, and you put a little rubber thing between the cap and your hand and unscrew it, it'll unscrew. It's not because you get a better grip on it. It's not, people can't get the cap off because the grip is slipping. They need that extra tension in the rubber to add to the tension they're putting in their hands to go beyond the breaking point of opening the top. That's what it's used for. That's the principle behind the golf glove. It has nothing to do with grip. People like Fred Couples, who don't wear gloves, can still hold onto the thing very loosely with their bare hands. It's not easy to do, but he can do it. He's a tremendous athlete and everything. But anyway, that's the principle of the golf glove from a physics point of view. I could show you in detail with equations, but be wasting your time. So just to finish, here's the pings I use now. This is a 4-iron. Get out of here. I use 4-iron pings. The head's real big, you see? Bigger than the Mizunos. I love these clubs. They go like a bat out of hell. The other thing I do, which is unusual compared to the other players, I use a really fat grip. Because I used to have trouble drawing all my shots. I hit them all right to left a little bit because I was a tennis player. And I found when I put a bigger grip on there, I hit them straighter because I can't sort of whip the handle around or rotate it around in my hands very easily. It's so big. And so all of a sudden the ball started going straighter. Now I've learned how to fade the ball. And, having a big grip makes it really easy to fade a golf ball. So I love these big grips. Mo Norman used big grips too. Probably for the same reason. He hit the ball dead straight. with a tiny little bit of draw. So, like a machine, he's incredible. But I think that may be one reason why he uses big grips. Same physics principle that I use. You don't want a skinny little grip like this if you draw the ball, because you'll be doing this the whole time. Whereas with a big grip, you know, it's harder to make the head turn. Okay, helps me hit it straight. So I got 2 gloves, big grips, real heavy clubs. Love these super heavy clubs. See that weight in there? See that silver thing? That's just extra lead. Things are super heavy. So I can swing easy and hit the ball pretty far, or far enough for me. It's relative. I only hit my driver about 250, so I've gotten old and short. And so if I don't hit the ball real straight in a tournament, I just get nowhere. You can be short, but you can't be short and crooked. You can be long and crooked. You can be short and straight, but you can't be short and crooked. Bang. I hit all those dead straight. That's good. I hope I can do that next week. See that? Okay, here's a 20. They take American money here, which is great for me, because I don't have to change. You don't have to change everything. Here he comes. Hey, ready to go home now? Ready to go back? Yeah. Akun. Mr. Sapul. People live in these vertical houses and they put shops in the bottom. This one here is selling some kind of meat. Some little girls are playing, cars are going by. But you can see there's a lot of crazy drivers here, but that's just the way everybody drives, so everyone's on the lookout. And yes, you do see some horrible accidents here. I think Cambodia is number 2 in the world for fatal accidents per capita, but you know, you learn to function. I've got Paul driving me this week to practice golf, because normally I'd ride my bike here, but it's about, oh, here's another pothole, sorry. Normally it's about 10 miles both ways, which I'll do on my bike for exercise gladly. But, you know, I've been hit by cars twice. Luckily I didn't get hurt too bad in those, but I ran into a pothole once. And it stopped the bike. I flew over the top, landed in another pothole, right in my face, right in the corner of the pothole, and crushed my face. You know, there's blood all over me. It knocked me out. Some kids stole my wallet and my phone. I woke up on the sidewalk, so someone dragged me over to the sidewalk in a puddle of blood. Went back to the hospital. Somebody sewed me up. I don't even remember who it was. And I still couldn't close one of my eyes, so I had to go back for 2 more operations. Oh my God, just from that one bike accident, I had three procedures done on my face, my ugly face. But I couldn't close my eye, otherwise I would have left it. And as you can see, it's crowded as, whoa, it's crowded as anything. The traffic's horrible here, it's just unbelievable. The recent story of Cambodia, see this construction project? They're everywhere, the place is booming, the economy. I think it's going up 8 or 9% a year for the last 15 years. It's just insane. Coming up here on the right are some cranes at the Calmet Hospital, which is the big public hospital here. I shot an OR scene in the movie I made here a few years ago in the hospital here between midnight and 6 a.m. We did all the shooting. I was lucky to be able to shoot that movie then. I know I couldn't do it now. Okay, thank you, Sapal. Here's some money. for you. Good? Okay, you're welcome. See you. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? Thanks, Paul. Hi.
No electricity.
Huh?
No electricity.
Oh, Jesus. No electricity. Happens all the time. Oh. Terrible because it's so hot here. You don't have electricity, you're dead. You don't have a fan or air conditioning. Oh my God. This is a food cart that's welded to a motorbike. And so they just ride around with food on there and cook it and stop and sell it. And then they stop selling. Oh wow, I can show. Yeah, here's food that they just made. What is that? Oh, that's liver there. That's liver there. I could see the veins. Portal vein branches. And noodles and chicken and vegetables. Huh?
Not chicken.
It's not chicken. What is that?
Cow.
Cow?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we call that beef in America.
Okay, thank you. Saksabay.
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 Okay. I'm gonna make some water. You gotta drink a lot of water here. If you don't, your calcium phosphate or calcium oxalate will get too concentrated relative to the water and you'll get a kidney stone. Let me tell you something, I've had one before. And it is excruciatingly painful. You do not want to get a kidney stone. And in these hot countries, you can sweat a lot and get them real easily. So you got to drink water all day. So I boil my water in this thing. The reason is because I had a doctor who worked in one of my clinics once, and her father was an ice seller, water seller on the street. And one time I asked her, I said, Chinda, where does your father get that water that they put in the plastic bottles? And she said, oh, they just go up the Mekong River and take it out of the river. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you're kidding me. There's all kinds of dirty water in the Mekong. Now I'm going to show you a student of mine who is truly gifted. Looks great. Great shot, honey.
Well, good.
Wow, go in. You just saw her at age 11 hit an 8-iron into the hole from 135 yards out on the third hole of her first tournament.
이글. 여러분 공권해봐. 이글.
Now let's flash back to the very first swings she ever made. The balls only went 30 yards in the air, but she hit every single one of them in the center of the club face. She has pro-quality hand-eye coordination, and she's just a superior athlete. She got to black belt in Taekwondo in record time. Now, I started her just swinging the club without the ball because I didn't want her to be ball-bound. And, of course, we had problems. She wanted to hit the ball, but I hung in there and made her only swing at first. And her parents came up to me and said, do you know what you're doing? She's not happy. She wants to hit the ball. And then about a week later, I let her start hitting the ball, and the results were spectacular. She swings through the ball like it's not even there. And I invent games for her to help her learn to perform under pressure, like here where I asked her to hit 10 drives in a row in the fairway, because at this point, she'd never been on a golf course. Good. That's 9. Okay, here's the pressure one, number 10. To get 10 in a row in the fairway. Got to hit this one straight. Okay, that's in the fairway. That's 10 in a row. This is Rashid Ismail. He's a friend of mine from the tour. We used to practice together quite a bit. Rashid's a fader of the ball. Another fade, huh? I'm showing him how to hit a slight draw off the tee to get more yardage. Everyone who hits a fade wants the extra yardage. What did the ball do? Slight fade or big fade? Big. But it's usually a mistake to change from the fade just for more distance. Now that was actually a better swing for a draw. Where did it go? Oh, that went real straight? Everyone who tries this, from Monty to Lydia Ko, finds they don't score better and go back to hitting a fade.
Beautiful swing. How did it come out?
Yeah, perfect.
Draw? Slight draw?
Yeah.
Remember, after being a great putter from 6 feet and in, the biggest asset you can have as a golfer is being a straight hitter of the ball.
That was 5-yard draw.
5-yard draw, perfect.
Yeah, perfect swing.
But it sure is nice to see Adam Scott carry one 330 yards out there with 5 yards of right to left and then watch it scurry down the fairway. Now here I'm teaching her how to pitch the ball, and I'm trying to teach her the hinge and hold method, which is where you cock your wrists immediately at the beginning of the swing, and then you don't let the club head pass your hands. I think this is a superior way to pitch the ball.
That was perfect. Almost in the basket. Do it again. Hit it with a descending blow, which means you swing down on the ball, not up on it.
By the way, this girl is very interesting because as superior an athlete as she is, she's also very feminine, very sweet girl. You can see the bow she put in her hair.
Okay, now hit down on it. That was better. I think that's part of the problem. You had it too far forward. You're scooping up on it. Move the ball back toward your right foot. More toward me. That's right. Now hit it. That's it. Oh my God, I discovered something.
In this particular sequence, we have a basket out in the fairway about 35 yards away, and she's trying to pitch the balls into the basket.
That's it. Oh gosh, what a difference. Do you feel the difference now? You finally started hitting down instead of scooping at it. Okay, honey, you understand that? So move it back toward me. Now hit down on it. That's it. Perfect. When you hit 7-iron later, I'm going to let you put it back in your stance. I think you hit it on the green every time. That's it. Perfect. Now try to chip a couple in the basket, and then we're going to hit 7-iron. Two more of these, okay? Hinge and hold. Hinge, hold. Don't let your hands pass your club head. Your club head pass your hand. Hinge and hold. Hinge, hold. Perfect. Okay, you learned something important this now. You don't have to do it all night. Go ahead and get whatever iron you want and hit to the green. You want to hit 7-iron now? Get your 7-iron. Hold your finish. Good. I can't wait to show people in the United States how good you are. Hold your finish until the ball lands. That's the rule, okay? You don't stop your finish until you see the ball land on the green. Hold your finish. Good. Beautiful swing. Absolute perfection. One more, honey, and then I'll stop filming you. Hit down on it. Hold your finish. Okay, honey? You hit down, right? Okay.
Okay, these are a couple of shots I'm hitting with a 4-iron to a pole that's 215 yards away. And you can see that when I address the ball, there's a straight line from my shoulder all the way down to the club head, but a straight line that's leaning slightly forward, which is what you want at impact. So I like to sort of line my body up to the way I'm going to impact the ball at address. And like I mentioned before, my clubs are very, very heavy, and my grips are large. Now this is a wedge I'm hitting from 145 yards, maybe a few weeks after the other picture, and you can see your rim here is hitting a 3-wood 145 yards at this point, the same distance I hit a smooth wedge.
Good shot, honey.
It's Dr. Seftal. I'm going to go over your rim swing here real quickly and show you some of the important positions that she gets in. So here she is at the top of her swing. This is not as far back as she goes, which I'm going to show you in the next slide, but her position is great here. You can see she's behind the ball. The weight is primarily on her right side. Her arm is absolutely straight, her left arm and forearm. The position of her club is parallel. Now, when we go into the next shot,
you're going to see how far back she goes. She's not quite as far back as she's going to go. Believe it or not, her club head is going to be about right here when she gets as far back as she can. I just couldn't get a good picture of it. The reason I know this is because I taught her to start her downswing before her backswing is complete in a very fluid movement. And so she has not started her body rotation yet at all. And so I know that this club is going to go further this way before it stops, which is really amazing. I mean, this puts John Daly to shame. It's incredible how flexible this young lady is. Now you might think, well, why did you let her swing this way? And the answer is it came very naturally to her, and she has tremendous control of the club head. So let me just show you what happens here. And then I'm going to show you a video of this shot. And this is not a shot that's going to miss the hole by 20 or 30 feet right or left. You're going to be very surprised when you see the outcome. So let me go into the next picture now. Of course, her weight still is on the right side primarily. She's behind the ball significantly here. And then in the next picture, you're going to see her weight shift to the left. There she is at parallel on the way down. And now you can see that her weight has shifted to the left, as it must. For any sport you play, you must stay behind the ball and you must shift your weight into the shot, whether it's hockey, baseball, tennis, golf, whatever. Pitching a baseball, throwing a football, it doesn't matter. You plant your left foot and then you release the shot. And here she is on the way down in a great position. She's still slightly behind the ball here. And then her finish is here. Now, the reason I have her finishing very high like this is because I remembered a time when I was in Cleveland in residency and I was unable to see who was hitting the tee shot, but I saw the finish through the people. And I ran up there and it was Payne Stewart, a beautiful motion Payne had. And this is what I've taught her, to take the club back high and to finish very high. And she just has a beautiful motion. And I'm going to show it to you now in video form, and you're going to see where the ball goes.
홀인원이다, 그지? 홀인원 한번 가보자. 어떻게 되는지. 홀인원인지 가보자. 어? 홀인원. 얘랑 네 공이 어딨어? 안 보이는데? 공이 어딨어? 어? 공 어딨지? 어딨어? 공 어딨어? 예림아, 네 공 어딨어?
This is her second hole-in-one here, which she made with a 5-iron. She'd already made a hole-in-one with a 3-wood. And just to put it in perspective, I'm a professional golfer, very mediocre one, but I only hole out one shot from the fairway per year, roughly. And she's just putting them in the hole all over the place. It's really amazing.
보세요. 누나 꺼내야지. 와. 와. 땡, 와. 오케이.
This little girl, I got introduced to because parents saw me helping Yurim and the success she was having. So, of course, they all asked me to help their children. This is the very first lesson on a little girl named Zanzan, who's about 3.5 here, maybe 4. And it's very cute. I'd love to show her this if she ever made it to the LPGA Tour someday, what her first lesson looked like.
Not too hard, honey.
But
That's okay.
one other thing I wanted to add about these children when I teach them golf, every single one of them has to have a math lesson every day when I give them a golf lesson. So you'll see in a minute when I interview Zanzan and talk about prime numbers, and she's only about 5 years old at that point. But she's also a person who has an awful lot of potential. Here she is again. This is the first time she ever hit a ball, and she's 3.5 or something, and we made her a putter. She has to hit it with her hand split apart because the club's too heavy for her to be able to control it. But I'm playing a game with her here where I try to make her hit 5 shots in a row that are good. So she's all excited. She got 4 thumbs up in a row here.
Wow, good. Hand me 5. Give me 5. One more. If you get this one, you got all 5 good. You're 4 now.
One more thing I want to add about teaching children is, you can see her hands are apart on the grip, again, which I said because the club's too heavy for her. And she's moving her feet when she hits the ball, and lots of things that a good teacher would correct her on. But in my theory about these small children is you don't want to do anything that's going to take away just the sheer joy of hitting the ball. So I don't try to get into small details at all when the children are this age. I just let them come out and hit the ball and have a lot of fun, lots of laughing. And then later on, when we really need to improve her technique, and she expresses interest in improving her technique, that's when she'll listen to the details and not be bothered by it. I don't want these lessons to be drudgery. Just fun, have a very good relationship with the game from the very beginning.
Zanzan, are you a prime number? How old are you now?
6.
Okay, are you a prime number?
No,
Why aren't you a prime number?
because I'm not.
Okay, were you a prime number last year?
Yes.
What number were you last year?
5.
Okay, are you going to be a prime number next year?
No.
Why? How old will you be next year?
7.
Is 7 a prime number?
Yes.
Okay, so next year you'll be a prime number. Now, honey, what grade are you in now?
Good.
You're in first grade? All right, now, hang on. Will you come over here, please?
Why?
Because I need to continue the interview. And everybody wants to see you have a pretty dress on today. Now, honey, seriously, let me ask you a question. How much do you weigh now?
What do you mean?
How many kilograms do you weigh?
Maybe
Because you're 6 years old now, which means you're not my little prime number anymore.
13.
How many kilos do you weigh?
13 maybe?
Is 13 a prime number?
No. Yes.
Yes, it's a prime number. Okay? Now, will you swing the golf club to show all the people your pretty swing? Go get your club. When I take Zanzan out on the course, I let her hit from about 20 yards short of the green. And in this particular picture, she had just made her first birdie by hitting it on the green and making the putt. Well, a bunch of surgeries got added, which I'll have to do before I leave, and a couple when I get back. Oh, you have a hole in your tooth, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we should do surgery when you have a hole in your tooth. I think it's too risky. You could get bacteria in your blood and cause an infection. So I want you to fix your teeth first. Do you understand, honey?
Yeah.
We can do this later. This is elective surgery. We don't have to do this right now, okay? Honey? Is that your mom? Who'd you call?
My friend, she opened a
Calendar.
calendar.
Oh, and tell
my
you.
age and my name.
Oh, and check your
together.
age and your name. God, honey, that's superstitious. Now listen, so you're telling me there's only certain dates you can have surgery because of your age and your name?
Yeah, the name.
Hi, we have a bit of a problem. She is got a very bad toothache. It's hurting her very bad. So we have to cancel today. I can't do surgery when she has a problem like that because it could get infected. They're mostly from the charity work that I do. 2 burn reconstructions. Let's see. 2 burn reconstructions and 2 congenital heart defects. TAV-PVR. This one stands for total anomalous pulmonary venous return right here. That's when the pulmonary veins are going back to the right side of the heart instead of the left side. So we have to figure out a way to get that oxygenated blood over to the left atrium so it can go down into the left ventricle and get pumped out to the body. And the other one's tetralogy of Fallot. That's for congenital deformations in a baby. And we have to fix them one at a time. I like doing the cardiac stuff. I really like it. And the burn reconstruction is what I started my charity on, but it's expanded into everything now. So I got 1, 2, 4 of those this month. And the BAs are breast augmentations, and that's how I fund the charity, is by earning money doing cosmetic surgery. Okay, so I'm at the Pakistan Embassy for the 5th day in a row trying to get my visa. I've had a lot of trouble getting it because I'm an American in a different country and they have a hard time giving a visa to someone from a third country. So I had to get a letter from the Asian tour, which I'll show you in a bit, and a letter from the president of Pakistan to all the embassies to tell them to let the golfers have visas so they can come to the tournament. So I'll be out in a little bit and I'll let you know how it goes. I got my application and my 2 photographs and my passport with me now, and I'm going to go in and test my luck. And the consular officer never showed his face, but at about 5 after 2, I sat there a little longer. His secretary came into the waiting room and asked for my passport, and they stuck this visa in it, so it looks like I'm going to be able to go now. Walk all through this. You gotta walk through these Chinese finger puzzles every time you... Jesus. Here's my passport. Thank you. I just had to pay $10 for an overstay of 1 day. That was the counter I was just at. They ended up confiscating my phone and asked me why I'd overstayed. And it was a bit of a problem. I didn't know if I was going to get my phone back with all this video on it. And they asked me why I overstayed. I said, well, I did a open heart surgery on a little girl yesterday. And they let me go. They even put me through the diplomatic line where I didn't have to, well, I did have to screen my luggage, but I was the only person in line instead of 30 people. I did have to say I was friends with the Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense, which is true. But, you know, you do that here sometimes when you have to. Don't like doing it, but anyway, the girl's fine. The team is taking care of her. I checked on her this morning before I left. She had total anomalous pulmonary venous return. That means that the blood vessels coming from her lungs full of oxygenated blood went to the right side of her heart instead of the left side. So then it goes down through the right atrium into the right ventricle, up the pulmonary artery, and back to the lungs already oxygenated. So it just goes around in circles. We had to figure out a way to get the blood over to the left atrium. She had a patent foraminal-ovale, which is a hole between the 2 atria. Her 4 pulmonary veins, the vessels from the lungs back to the heart, were plugging into her superior vena cava. So we just sewed a Gore-Tex graft around it and pushed the other end of the Gore-Tex graft through the patent foraminal-ovale so the blood would run across into the left atrium and then down into the left ventricle and then out through the aorta to the rest of the body. We're on our way. We're up in the air. We are here. We have arrived in Lahore. God, this place is unbelievably beautiful. Look at this. Oh my God. This is where I'm staying, this incredible place. It's like a palace. Look at this. God almighty. It is beautiful. Had no idea there was something like this here. It's gorgeous. Okay, you've been to
America. I've been to America.
Where did you go?
I went to New York.
New York. Did you like it?
Yes, I
Yeah,
liked
isn't it
it.
amazing?
Very much.
The first time I went there, I could not believe how tall the buildings were.
Yeah, same
You know,
here.
same here. Golly.
America is a wonderful place.
Isn't
Very
it?
good people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lived in Brooklyn.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
my uncle lived there.
But you went into Manhattan and
Yeah,
saw
I
all
did
the...
went
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I did went there as well.
Fantastic.
Everything was perfect.
Yeah. God, I
Was
cannot
amazing.
believe how nice this place is. Jesus.
The second one.
This is it right here.
Yes,
Okay,
right.
fantastic. What is your first name?
My name is Mujahid.
Mujahid.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, very nice to
And my
meet you.
last name is Khan.
Mujahid Khan.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Very
sir.
nice to meet you.
Same here, sir.
Okay, I'll
Same
see
here.
you during the week.
Right, no
Thank
worries.
you so
No
much.
worries, sir.
They've been very gracious, and they're one of the most hospitable hosts that we have all year on tour. As for the golf course, it looks to be in fantastic condition. It's going to be a challenge for all the players out there.
This is my caddy walking up to the green. This is the practice round, so no problem. It's a really long par 4, straight uphill. I had to hit a 5-iron after a very good drive. 5-iron from 180.
180, 184 or something after a drive of 268. It's a good drive for me. But here's where it landed on the green. And there it is. My Pro-Am playing partners are praying to Allah. We're in a Muslim country and they're praying in the middle of the golf round because it's time to pray. They stop the golf, even in a tournament, to pray. And so they're kneeling down and praying to Allah. So they pray every day at certain times, and if they're on the golf course, they get a carpet out and pray. Doesn't matter if it's a tournament or the middle of a court scene, or even possibly in the operating room, they would stop and pray. I don't know about that, I'll ask them, but it's beautiful to see, really. That's the second time?
Second time.
Okay, so 3 more times today?
3 more times,
Yeah. And is it at certain times? Or?
Yeah, there are specific times.
Right, so when the time comes, you do it. You don't, whatever you're doing, you stop and do it. Yeah.
You have to stop it.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
You know,
Wow.
but there are lots of misconception about Islam. Our belief will not be complete unless and until we believe on Jesus, we believe on Moses.
Yes.
Our religion complete because we have to believe on these prophets as well.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
See, I don't know that.
If
I thought it was...
I'm not a Muslim if I'm not believe on Jesus.
So that was amazing. We just witnessed prayer time. That's the second of 5 times a day that they pray. Doesn't matter what they're doing, they stop and they pray. And just to fill you in on the golf, we're playing great. We're 7 under par after 11 holes. Or are we 8 after 12? I don't know. We've only made 4 pars and the rest birdies, so doing great. And that was really something to witness. Guys were great to let me film it so you guys could see it. Okay, onward now. This hole is about 400 and maybe 440, not very long. So if I can hit a good drive, I should be able to reach it with a 5-iron or so. See, a 260-yard drive would leave me, let's see, 260, 440. Yeah, it would leave me 180 yards, maybe a 6-iron. Okay, not too bad. It's the 490s that I have trouble reaching against the wind or uphill. Oh my gosh, I used to be able to reach them with irons, but I can't even reach them with a 3-wood anymore. Okay. But they're hitting about 40 yards in front of me on every hole, and they're 35 years old, so they're 25 years older than me. Younger, sorry, so they outdrive me by a lot, hitting 40 yards in front of me. They're longer than me from the same tees, so it's just silly. But it was great. Fantastic final Pro-Am to play in. This is my caddy, Mr. Ali.
Okay.
Say hello.
Hello.
You can always tell the ball patterns from professional golfers. Every single one of them is past the hole. He's chipping from directly to our left, and the balls are coming in. Every single one of them is past the hole. This is a 480-yard par 4, which I do not think I can reach into. It is so long. Second shot is uphill. It's going to be about 230 yards for me uphill. I'll have to hit a 3-wood perfectly to get there. It's windy as hell in the morning on the second day, and it's there is a lightning delay. It's lightning everywhere. So we don't. I was supposed to go off at 7:20, but it's going to be a lot later. It looks like wind's blowing about 30 miles an hour. Very windy.
You can see all the flags from the countries represented by the players there. See, I've hit my shot already. This is how far ahead of me they are. The guy in the yellow shirt, who's a very good player, is about 60 yards ahead of me off the tee. He hit it about 310. And the guy in the blue pants and the light yellow shirt that's there on the right, straight ahead of us, he's the #1 player in Pakistan. He outdrove me 70 yards on this hole. So he can reach this par 5 and 2, and I had to hit a 4-iron for my second shot because there's bunkers on the right and the left, and I can't hit my 3-wood straight enough to keep it out of the trouble. So I had to use a 4-iron. I couldn't even use a 3-wood. So I'm going to have about probably 130 to the green. Just incredible, you know. Just missed about a 6-footer 2 holes ago on the other par 5 for a birdie. I really needed that. And now I've got to hit a really good shot here. Try to leave it below the hole so I have an uphill putt for a birdie. I'm going to try to video the #1 player hit a shot. Great player. I hope I don't bother him. I'm going to put this thing away immediately after he hits because I know it bothers the players to have a guy out here with a camera. But I'm trying to do it for everybody so they can see these good players. So here he is right here. Oh boy, he just stopped. I hope he didn't. God. Such an extremely gentlemanly person. I'd hate to do something stupid and make him upset. He's going for 2. He's going for 2 on a par 5 with an iron that's 590. That's how long he is. So I don't know if he made the green. I can't see that far, but so he changed to another iron on a 590-yard par 5 to hit it on in 2. Incredible. He's one of these guys he's like Henrik Stenson. You know, he hits his 4-iron about 275. Hits his 3-wood 300 and his driver about 320. And it's all carry. You know, these guys don't get any roll. They just blast it out there and it drops down like an 8-iron. It's incredible to watch. So, just amazing how good they are. These professional golfers are so good. I can no longer compete with them at all. Okay, I'll shut off now. This hole is 482. Last hole I'm playing against a 30-mile-an-hour wind. Just crushed a drive down the middle. It probably only went 240. I do think I reached the fairway though, which is saying something against the 30-mile-an-hour wind. I hit it so good. The fairway stops at about 220 yards, or starts. So against a wind like this, I hate to admit it, because I used to hit the ball 270, 275 off the tee. I was not that short of a hitter. On the regular tour, I was the shortest, but on the 15 over tour, I was one of the longest. I mean, me and maybe 2 other people. But I get on the regular tour with these guys that are hitting at 320, 330, and I'm the shortest by 50 yards at least, trying to compete with these guys that are 40 years younger than me. I just can't. This is Ali. He's the greatest caddy in the world.
Yeah. Hi.
If I hadn't played so bad, we'd had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But he did a great job. Ali, you did a fantastic job. Really great. You read every green perfectly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't walk very good, just like on the golf course, because my right knee is just shot. It's bone on bone. And that's why I've got to stop playing pro golf, among other reasons. But I actually need a knee replacement. So even walking around these temples is difficult. 18 holes is torture. Right shoulder's bad too. So, but you can see I can't straighten my right leg completely. So I walk with a bent knee, which looks really bad.
tournament officials rode up to me twice in their carts and asked me if I was okay. Was I going to make it? And I said, oh yeah, I'll get through it. I got to finish. It's my last tournament. And they said, okay. So we have sellers here on the wall selling purses and handbags and things like that.
Would you like to have a guide?
No thanks. What is it? Oh wow, look at the domes over there. That's what I want to see. What's that? What's this, John? What is this? Big mosque, yeah. Oh my gosh. This is an old temple here. You can see the domes over the wall there. This is really something here. And I think the sun is reasonable, so you probably can see the domes over the wall. Look at that. God, what a beautiful architecture. My God. Over the wall. I hope we can go in there and see it up close. Golly. Just spectacular. Beautiful. Can't believe we played a pro golf tournament about 3 miles from here. Just amazing the way the world is. Amazing place that we live in. Cultures are so different, but the people are so similar, really, you know, when you think about it. Everybody wants the same thing for their family and children and everything, exactly the same. It's all the governments that put us in these wars and stuff all the time. Okay. What is that? Yeah. Wow, let's go here. Look at this. Oh my Lord, what beauty. I'm so glad I came here for my last tournament. Oh boy, what a place. Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. You know, I cannot believe how beautiful the architecture is.
Yeah,
you know, it's just spectacular.
It's a make this Pakistan and other is old.
Yes.
1,000-year-old.
Yeah, thousands of years old. Look at this place. Oh. And you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but we're barefooted. Everybody's barefooted. You're not allowed to walk in here with shoes. I wanted you to video me while they are taking pictures with me. Very sacred place here. The Taj Mahal, I've heard, is incredibly beautiful, and it's small. This thing is not small at all. It is enormous.
Really forward to coming back here again. Thank you very much.
That was Ju Young Kim. He won the tournament. He was 17 under. Fantastic performance. He won by
Just to say a few words, please.
a handful of strokes, not even close. Okay, Mujahid, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr.
I'm going to warn all the young ladies and tell them to watch out for you on the movie screen. You're going to be a big movie star someday.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the lovely compliment.
Thank you. You're welcome.
It was great hosting you.
Thank you so much.
We hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Same here.
Mujahid Khan. Don't forget, ladies. Ahmed is from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, we just met in the line waiting to eat at Burger King, and he saw me jingling and not having enough money, so he bought my lunch for me. That was so nice. Thank you very much, Ahmed. After all the ups and downs of this trip, we're finally descending into Phnom Penh at the end of my final professional golf tournament. unfortunately, I found out that some of my cosmetic surgery, all of it got canceled. Both ladies canceled. So there goes $8,000, which I needed desperately. Okay. These are gone. But this lady scheduled it for the 25th, and she has gotten pregnant in the meantime. So there goes that one. So the only thing that's left is free surgery, 2 burn reconstructions. The dashes mean there's no charge. And then this top one here is the lady that got the toothache, and I've been trying to contact her and she hadn't answered me. So there's a chance this one also will get canceled. And so the entire month I'll make no income, just free surgery this month. And of course I'll owe some money to the anesthesiologist. So I'm going to leave this one on there in hopes that she will surface after her dental treatment and be healthy enough to have her surgery.